The Joy Perspective, the podcast where I share life's challenges, things I've learned through years of personal development, and help others shift their perspective and find their joy. I'm Lauren Valdez, and together we'll dive into how changing the way we think can unlock possibilities, spark creativity, and transform the everyday. Let's dive in.
Welcome to this week's episode of The Joy Perspective. Today, I'm going to tell you a story you are not going to believe. I still cannot believe it. My brother-in-law's reaction to it is probably the most accurate, and it was basically like, what the F? Sorry, but that is what it is. Totally unbelievable, but let me start with a little bit of an intro to this story. So just this month, my family and I went on a vacation to Hawaii. And to start off our vacation, we got to the airport running a little bit later than we wanted to be, but it is what it is. We get there, there's a huge line to get checked in. I'm sorry. As we're on the drive, I look and it says delayed. And I'm like, okay. Well, we have a connecting flight to make, but we have an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours of a layover. So, a 30-minute delay is not a big deal. I'm like, okay, fine. Then I get another update. It's been delayed even more. And I'm like, what in the world is happening? So I call the airlines and I'm like, hey, it doesn't look like we're going to make our connecting flight. We're only going to have 26 minutes in between. And we've got 2 kiddos with us. What do we need to do? And so they're like, yeah, you're definitely not going to make it. So let's go ahead and reschedule you. So without getting into all the nitty gritty details, we get to the airport, super long lines. We decide to go inside because there's like 2 spots we thought you could drop off your bags at. So we go inside and they're like, nope, you have to go back outside. So we go back outside, get our bags finally checked in, and we go and we wait for our plane. Then they make an announcement that we have to move gates. So now we move gates, we move terminals, we pack up everything, we, head to the new gate. We get to that one, we wait around for a little bit, and then they're like, oh no, actually, there's a plane waiting for you guys at gate whatever. Hop on that one instead. And we're like, what? And I immediately get that feeling of like, our bags aren't going to make it. I can already feel it. And at this point, I'm a little freaked out too because we have a non-refundable luau planned. And I'm like, okay, here we go. So we finally board our plane. As we're boarding, I call the airlines again and I'm like, hey, I don't even think we're going to make the rescheduled flight that we've booked. I think we're going to have to book a new one. And they're like, well, when you land, if you haven't made it, then we'll make changes. Anyways, oh no, we change it. That's right. At the time we change it. So now we've done two flight changes. We land, we get there and we're like, oh, wait, we could make our connecting flight, but we couldn't. Anyways, back and forth, all this chaos, all of this is happening. And my kiddos, they're such troopers. My husband and I are kind of stressing because that non-refundable luau, we are now realizing we're not going to make. So I have options at this. I can sit here and panic and freak out and be so bummed, or I can do what I did. I chose to pause for a moment, you guys. Literally in all of this stress, you guys, I don't know if you can imagine, we haven't eaten. It's now like 2:30 in the afternoon. It was wild. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Oh, and our bags. I knew our bags weren't going to make it. I've already called the airlines 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, you know what? What a blessing. What a blessing that we get to be going on this vacation. Like, yes, I was still stressed in the sense that, yes, we spent $500 or over $500 on this luau. And it was my idea. You guys, I thought it'd be so cool the night that we fly into Hawaii to be able to kick it off. We'd get in, we'd have 2 hours to, unpack our bags, get all dressed up for our luau, head out and kick off our vacation with this. But now things kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And it was really obvious we weren't going to make it. So I decided to call the luau and tell them what was going on. And they said, sorry, you had to cancel 24 hours in advance to get refunded. It's non-refundable after 24 hours. And I'm like, okay. She goes, but I will reach out to the manager and see if they're willing to make an exception if you send in your flight information. I said, well, I don't know our flight information because we missed our connecting flight. So I don't even know what we're going to get on. And she's like, okay, just send it over once you have it. So fast forward, we finally get there. We land and I have a voicemail. So we, instead of taking 2 flights, we ended up having to take 3 flights and getting in at 11 p.m. Hawaii time, which is 3 hours before California time. So 2 a.m., my poor trooper of children, they were amazing. So we get in, I have a voicemail, and they actually agreed to refund our luau. But you guys, that's not the part that's unbelievable. Just wait, there's more. And I just, like, listening to that voicemail, I was just like, wow, like, that is incredible that it is non-refundable. It is like, you just never know. I used to teach my high school students this. You never know unless you ask. There's no, in my opinion, there is no problem in you advocating for yourself and just simply asking the questions. I'm trying to teach my kids this. If we say bedtime is 7:30, but my son really wants to finish the movie that we're watching together, and he goes, "Hey mom, can we go to bed 15 minutes later so that we can finish this movie together?" I have no problem with him advocating. I still have the power to say, "No, sorry, hun, it's a school night. You got to go to bed." Right? Or I have the option to go, "Yeah, I appreciate you advocating for yourself. 15 minutes, as long as you guys plan or promise to get up early in the morning, we're good." Right? So, really excited about that. We finally get in. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys, we arrive in Hawaii. No luggage. Surprise, surprise. No luggage. Okay. If you know me, I'm a little bit of a germ freak, a little bit of I have to shower every single night before I go to bed. I don't care if I get home at 2 a.m. because we were at someone's quinceañera that ran late, far away. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I will shower, non-negotiable. So we arrive, no luggage. I take down the information. They say, call tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We should have an update for you. Cool. We get to the hotel. We have no toothbrushes, no nothing. So I get some from the lobby or from the receptionist. And of course, they only have 2. Naturally, there's 4 of us. There's only 2. We shower and sleep in our underwear. Probably TMI. Maybe I shouldn't be recording this, but here we are. And I'm like, still laughing through this, still just like, you know what? I'm not going to let this ruin my trip. Like, I have such a fear of losing luggage. In fact, a week before this or 2 weeks before this, I was in Miami and I was talking about how, like, I never check bags because I'm always afraid to lose them. Joke's on me. So we get up, I call in the morning. Luckily, our luggage did arrive. Everything worked out. It was wonderful. We were able to actually book a different luau. So we went to that luau. And then came the next day. And we had a boat tour of the Nepali coast. If you've never done a boat tour of Nepali coast, I highly recommend it. In fact, whenever we asked anyone who's been to Kauai, that was the one thing that they were like, do a boat tour of Nepali coast. There we go. And so we did. And while we were out there, my sweet little kids, we do this whole tour and then we get to snorkel. And my son's like, "Can I jump off the roof of the boat?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, oh my. So my husband and him climb up to the roof of the boat and my daughter goes, "I want to do it." And then she chickens out and she doesn't want to do it. And so she's back and forth. And I go, "If you do it, I'll do it." She goes, "Okay." I was like, oh man, I don't want to do it. No, it was awesome. We ended up doing it. It was great. We all jump in. And then we go to do it a second time so that we can get this cute little video of us all jumping in. And in I jump with my Apple Watch, you guys. I jump in. You see me go down in my jump with it. And then I pop up and start swimming back to the boat. No Apple Watch, you guys. I did not notice that I dropped my Apple Watch until we were already driving back to the dock for the boat, far, far away. I all of a sudden realized, oh no. So I ping it real quick or I map it real quick on my phone, and there it is in the middle of the ocean off the Nepali coast. I decide to tell one of the crew members on the boat, and she goes, "Well, we have a tour later today, but we're probably not going to snorkel there because of how choppy and windy it's getting. So tomorrow morning we have one going out. Maybe you'll get lucky and someone will find it." And we both laugh about it because what are the odds of that happening, right? And so on my phone, I put a little ping on it or a little notification that if it moved, it'll notify me. So the next day, 10:30, I think it was 11 o'clock in the morning, I get this notification that my watch moved. And I'm like, oh, what happened? I want to know. So I look at it. It didn't move. It was still on the coast where it was the day before. I thought maybe a turtle ate it. I don't know. Or a giant crab picked it up and walked away with it. And that night, you guys, I got a text message from someone who was like, hey, I think I found your Apple Watch. Did you lose it? I'm like, what? What is happening here? So immediately I go to find my device, and there it's on land, you guys. It's on land. Not only is it on land, but it's actually near the same location where we just had dinner at, which is really creepy to me because I'm like, did I get stalked? Is someone stalking me? Like, did they find my location? I don't know. I was totally freaked out at first. And then through talking with them, they were like, hey, you want to meet us at the lobby? And we're like, okay, yeah, we felt safe enough to go meet up. So we drove back to where we had just had dinner, met them, and sure enough, he found my watch like 30 feet underwater the next day, no damage to it. Insane. Insane. Okay, what is the point of this story besides that this is absolutely freaking insane? How does somebody find my watch? I'm telling you, like, I had watched it all night the night that I had lost it. So it's not like it like brushed up close to shore and he happened to, because where we snorkeled, there wasn't even a shore to begin with. It's like there's these mountain cliffs. So I don't know. I really don't know. But he said that he was snorkeling and he's like, I think I see an Apple Watch at the bottom of the ocean. And so he gets up on the boat, he jumps in, he tries to get it, he doesn't get it. He gets back out, he tries again. He kept trying until he was like, I can get this. And he got the watch. Of course, how did this go? As soon as he activated the watch, he went to contacts to get my number and it died. So he had to charge it, message me, whatever. And I'm just blown away. First of all, how awesome is this human being to not only dive to the bottom of the ocean to get my Apple Watch, but then to return it to me? So thank you. But second of all, when I lost my watch, you guys, we had this crazy flight over. Our luggage didn't arrive when we arrived. We've got 2 little kids. We'd missed our luau. We had all these things. And I just kept like leaning on that. Like, God has given me these blessings and God has given me the ability to even be taking my family to Hawaii, right? Like, this was huge for me, going to Hawaii with my family and just being able to go do all these excursions and fun things. And so when I lost my watch on one of our fun excursions, I just like sat there like, it's okay. I have insurance, or I'll buy a new one if I need it. It's okay. And I really feel like that's how we should be more in life. It really is how we should be more in life. You know, I've got one of the coolest bosses in the world and friend of mine, really, who has just taught me like what stoicism is and just being, it's not an 11, you know, it's not me. This is the reality. If I had freaked out in that moment, oh my gosh, I lost my watch. You know, it's really funny. It's actually, as I was telling the crew member about losing my watch, my daughter, who's sitting next to me, buries her head in me and starts crying. Okay. Now, granted, these kids, they're exhausted. They were up until basically 2 a.m. California time. The next day, we went to a luau, which was late, right? And then we got up early for this boat ride the next day. So they're exhausted. She buries her head in me. She starts crying and she's like, Mommy, I remember that watch on you. And I remember when you used to give it to me to play with. And she's legit, tears are coming out of her eyes. And I'm like, honey, it's okay. It's okay. We have insurance on it. We'll buy a new one. We are lucky and blessed enough to be able to afford another one. It's okay. I'll get a new one and you'll be able to play with it. And her sweet little heart, she goes, I have a watch at home, Mommy. I can give you my watch. I have to ask her, because this is reminding me to ask her, I want to know what it is. Is it this Hello Kitty watch she has? Is it like, what watch is she possibly talking about that she has? So I'm dying to know. But I just really feel like choosing joy in the middle of all the mess and all the chaos and honestly all the stress. Like, we were already spending a pretty penny to go to Hawaii and then missing out on the luau. Luckily, it was being reimbursed, but like, so much stress and so much worry could have come in those moments. And I am so grateful that I chose to lean on joy And I think one of the reasons for that is, God has put us on this earth to serve Him, to love Him, but also to enjoy the blessings that He's given us. And I'm choosing these days to lean on that joy. I really am. Months ago, I had to get an ultrasound, and they really wanted me to get checked out to see if it was cancer or not for my thyroid. They thought there was whatever. And I think my husband was more worried than I was. And I just know it is what it is. And I'm so blessed to live the life that I have, to have the husband that I have, to have the kids that I have, to have the job that I have, to have the friends, the family that I have. And I just want to remind all of you guys, in the chaos, in the crazy, in the losing your Apple Watch while jumping off a boat, choose the joy. Because when I got that watch back, do you know how many things had to come into place, in my opinion, for this to have happened? The fact that I don't lock my Apple Watch, I've gotten a lot of crap from people before, why don't you lock it? But prime example, he was able to go to my contacts and find my contact, click on the little picture, in case you didn't know you could do that. Anyways, and pull up my number. There was a lot of things that had to have happened for this to happen. So when I got it back, I felt like it was this physical reminder that I'm taking care of everything, Lauren. I got you. It was like God reminding me that no matter the reimbursement for the non-refundable luau, because we had waited more than 24 hours, right? Got refunded. And it's not always going to work out. It's not. But you can choose to freak out, or you can choose to lean on joy. And the reality is the outcome is still going to be the same, but your stress levels and your reaction to it are going to be different. So which one are you going to choose? I also want to remind you guys to take the vacation. Take the vacation, laugh during the chaos and the crazy that it brings, and shift your schedule if you have to. Since we've been back, we have been pretty busy. But you know what? That time that we got with our kids, those adventures, the pool time, the swimming with the turtles, all of it is worth the chaos. All of it is worth choosing joy. So I would love to hear your reaction to all of this chaos, but more importantly, I don't have it with me. It's upstairs charging. Dang it. I was going to hold up my Apple Watch and show you. Look, guys, it's back. It's charging upstairs. What's your reaction to that? And how can that remind you to choose the joy every day?
Thank you for joining me today on The Joy Perspective. I hope this episode helped you shift your mindset and find a little bit more joy in your life. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss one. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Meet Lauren Valdez for more inspiration and updates. I'd love to hear your thoughts and connect with you. Until next time, keep shifting your perspective and finding your joy.